Hi, Laura. Thank you so much for joining us for a quick interview today about your great career and your experience with green hydrogen. We're really excited to have you join us for an interview. And I wanted to get started to ask you a little bit about your experience in Utah. Many NASEO members know you as Utah Governor Herbert's top energy advisor and for your leadership as a NASEO board member. And what has your journey been since departing the Utah Governor's Office of Energy Development?
Well, first of all, good morning, Kirsten. It is lovely to be with you this morning. I am a huge fan of NASEO, really grateful for all of the work that you do to help states achieve their energy plans and goals. And I think you've been an incredible force in supporting states and seeing great outcomes. So thank you for that. Wow, my journey. Well, I'll start off by saying I've been in the energy space for about 25 years or more. And I've had the great privilege to work for two governors in Utah, Governor Huntsman and Governor Herbert, also working in the private sector, predominantly on environmental issues. Sometimes what we think of today really is energy, environmental, social and governance goals or ESG goals. So I had the opportunity to do that, but really encasing all of this has been my passion to drive innovative energy solutions that can provide for a clean energy economy for everyone. And for everyone, it's got to be one that really allows for investment, that allows for jobs and supports an affordable energy system. So when I departed from Governor Herbert's office, that was really my focus. It was my motivation to really continue to see those opportunities across multiple sectors. And so I had the great opportunity to join the Green Hydrogen Coalition. And I've been with them for almost a year and a half now, serving as a senior advisor to them. And I continue to support work and my passion through philanthropic giving and other activities as well. So I think that's an important part of my journey too, because it really comes down to being about our communities and about people.
Great, thank you. That's really exciting. So we've heard a lot about green hydrogen. It's been in the news. Could you maybe explain what that is and why it should be on the radar of state energy offices?
Oh, absolutely. So first of all, people may not be aware that hydrogen is in fact a globally traded commodity today. 70 million tons are traded annually, approximately, so multi-billion-dollar industry that's used in lots of applications, predominantly industrial applications, some for transportation. The challenge is that most of that hydrogen today is produced from fossil resources. So it has a significant CO2 footprint just in the production of that hydrogen, even though when it's used, it doesn't have a CO2 footprint. So green hydrogen is a non-fossil based hydrogen production process that does not have incremental CO2 production in the primary production process. So you eliminate the CO2 production in the production process, and then you've also got decarbonization in the end uses. And as we see the expansion and production of hydrogen, specifically green hydrogen, we are coupling that and seeing that occur along with multi-sector applications for hydrogen. Hydrogen has been defined as a very flexible energy carrier that can be used in the power sector, it can be used in the natural gas sector, in the transportation sector. I've mentioned industrial applications and also agriculture. So it can really support decarbonization across multiple sectors, some that are hard to abate, for example, like maritime or air transport, and some industrial applications. And at the same time that we're achieving these goals, we can achieve other environmental goals and also economic goals by driving jobs and investment. And again, back to creating the most cost-effective, affordable solutions for those who are going to pay for an energy transition that is in fact occurring.
Great, thank you. That's a really helpful explanation. For green hydrogen, can you tell us a little bit more about the scale and investment and effort needed to realize the potential you were speaking about? Are there geographies or climates or markets where this is a particularly strong value proposition?
That is such a great question. It maybe it just shows up for me, but it seems like every day when I open up the news, whether it's financial news or even the Wall Street Journal or Forbes or other uh, you know magazines or periodicals. Green hydrogen is showing up everywhere, and you see countries that are embracing this: Chile, Japan, Australia, and you see companies that are embracing this and really pushing significant investment. So just one example is electrolytic hydrogen production is a process where we take power, we put it into an electrolyzer, we split water into its component elements, oxygen and hydrogen, and then we get green hydrogen as long as the energy input into the electrolyzer is in fact renewable or non-fossil based energy. Well, today, electrolytic production of hydrogen has been around a long time. Today, we have just over 80 megawatts globally of electrolytic hydrogen production. The target just in the next decade is 23 gigawatts. 23,000 megawatts. So that's a significant increase, and that's already in the pipe. So billions of dollars are already being spent to develop green hydrogen for these multi-sector applications. So it is significant investment. In fact, I've read one estimate that we're looking at $15 trillion in the next 30 years. That's about $800 million a year in investment. So it seems like these big numbers, but you have to think about the other part of this, which is we are going through this energy transition, and we can couple this or layer it, if you will, with these other energy applications, integration of renewable energy resources. And then I'll go back to, investment means driving jobs and economic growth. So countries are embracing it because it allows for this energy transition. It supports opportunities for energy exports while providing for a resilient energy transition as we try to achieve these environmental goals.
Great. It really sounds like green hydrogen is a potential solution to combine a lot of advancements towards many state energy goals, not just clean energy, but also the creation of jobs, economic growth, resilience, you name it. So as a final question, I would just like to ask if you had any advice for state energy offices that are looking to advance green hydrogen in their state, what sort of the first step should be, or what steps they can take to support green hydrogen.
Well, I think a really important step is education. So the Green Hydrogen Coalition, which I mentioned earlier, I serve as a senior advisor, is a 501c3 educational nonprofit. And so really motivated to inform people, states, industry, nationally about what green hydrogen is, what the potential is for green hydrogen. So I think there's really, first of all, that understanding around what the resource is, what the opportunity is for green hydrogen, including these multi-sector opportunities. And then we really need to understand what are the regulatory and policy parameters that are going to be required to provide for effective market design so that we can realize utilization of this resource in many of the sectors that I mentioned, and to also, again, support that downstream we're realizing affordability. So regulatory and policy issues, I think, are going to be front and center as we continue to see this resource developed. As I mentioned, the investment's already occurring. It's occurring in the West, where I live, and I'm really fortunate to have the opportunity to work across multiple Western states in partnership with NASEO and the Western Interstate Energy Board in what we're calling the Western Green Hydrogen Initiative, which is a multi-state and provincial effort to really understand what the potential is for green hydrogen, what are those regional applications that make sense, and what actions can states take today. And it's not just about incentives, it's really about the full scope of regulatory and policy opportunities that can create those technology and commercialization pathways.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you so much, not just for the time today for this interview, but for all your leadership with NASEO, but also advancing green hydrogen. We're really pleased on the NASEO side to be partnering with you and the Green Hydrogen Coalition on the Western Green Hydrogen Initiative. It's been really great, and I look forward to continuing to work with you. So thank you so much for your time today and all your leadership.
Thank you, Kirsten. Appreciate all of your leadership too. It's great to work with you.
Thank you.